Hello, it's me, and I think we're live. So I'm gonna hang out. Got all kinds of crap I gotta straighten out today. So that is on our agenda. So it's kind of if anybody shows up, then it'll be a hangout sesh. If nobody shows up, then it'll be me talking to myself. So which is pretty much how it normally is when I'm making a video. So yeah. So anyway, hello, welcome, and this is my first live stream of 2020, and I am looking over some projects that I've got setting. The most recent video that I have done to date. It's not very interesting, but I'm making a trophy for a live action Clue game. So this is the prototype that I created. And what I'm doing is I'm just basically, I've resin cast it after I molded it. So I'll be putting a video out on that. I have to edit it and yada, yada. So anyway, so this is me saying, hey, how you guys doing? And now I'm going to grab my glove and I'm going to start working on this mess. I've got a job I got to do too, so that feels pretty hard. So this is a little bit of the resin that I was working on, and it actually feels pretty it's not tacky, so that's good. I mean, I guess it means that it's dry, at least dry enough to mess with. I wonder if I can peel this off. I find that silicone does not stick to this very well. This is the project board or the foam board that you can get at like your Dollar Tree or whatever. So, but I'm curious as to how hard it's going to be to peel this off. Ooh, boy, that's stuck on there good. Might actually have a good chance to use my new handy dandy belt sander. That'd be fun. So we're gonna throw that in the trash because I have absolutely no use for that. I do want to get a lathe though. That is on my list of things to get, is a lathe. I have lots of ideas, including some Patreon stuff. Thank you, by the way, for supporting me on Patreon. This is not an endorsement or a request for Patreon. This is to say I have been really crappy about working my content, and I apologize for that. So today, like I said, anyway, so thank you for your support on Patreon. I do appreciate it. It is actually very valuable to me. It does help. I am presently trying to come up with a better structure for that because, it's not fair to you guys to support me on Patreon and get nothing for it. So I am working on that. I would like to work on a project that, I don't know, maybe we'll do a Q&A for the Patreon members, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that project. But it's worth it, and you get something free. So yay, free is good. I don't know why I'm wasting my time with this right now. It's the least thing that I really need to do tonight. So, but my brand new X-Acto knife has resin on it. That's not cool. I need something. What do I need? So anyway, how you guys doing? Hopefully, well. Hopefully everybody's doing awesome in this new year and staying out of trouble. And again, as always, if you are looking for something to go to sleep by, you can always tune in and listen to my voice and you will go to sleep very fast. All right. So you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try to I'm gonna trim out this foam board from my I mean, I could probably try to find a better angle for you guys if you want to follow along. Let's see if I can get you a slightly better angle. Oh, that's a horrible angle. Look at that crap. Ugh. All right, let me find the tripod. It's right here. This tripod, by the way, if you do not have a tripod and you ever decide to get one, this is less than $10 on Amazon, and it is wonderful tripod. It actually, sorry, I'm gonna try and do this quickly. It actually works really well to like get you into really weird spots. So if you're in the market for a tripod, I highly recommend it. Oh, this is just, oh, I see. Ooh, sorry, I'm probably making a bunch of you ill. Sorry, the idea was to not do this. I should have done this before the video started. Look at my nose. Yay. All right. Hopefully that is tight enough. All right, you're now locked in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip you to my monitor. And poof! You can see what I'm doing. This is my giant working mess here, so please be gentle. There's some uncured resin in this. I don't think there's enough keepable? Is that a word, keepable? There's not enough resin in this to really make a difference, so we're going to get rid of that. This has got silicone on it, so we'll get rid of that. Some parts that broke, toss them. I'm going to need to get a bag to throw this stuff out. We don't want it to go into our trash can naked. Look at all this crap. It's all like nastified. I make a big mess when I'm doing like silicone and resin and everything. Oh, look, my alcohol fell over. Oh, well. So it's a mess. So anyway, this is, like I said, just kind of we're relaxing. I'm going to work on getting some of my mess cleaned up in my lab here because obviously I have made a mess. This is my active section. This one is cured, I believe. It feels cured. Ooh, that is not cured at all. That's problematic. Wow, I kind of was expecting that to be a little bit more. That's very problematic. I may have to actually pull this one. So what I'm using for resin and what I did made a mistake because I make lots of mistakes with the resin. Resin and me do not get along because I'm impatient and I don't follow directions. This is a super glaze product that I did get at Home Depot. This is through a company called Parks, and it's for it's the ultra gloss epoxy. It says crystal clear, resists heat and chemicals, and waterproof. Blah blah blah. One pour is as thick as 75 coats of varnish. So anyway, it's kind of what you put on a table. And unfortunately, I think when I was hurrying, I did not sufficiently mix it. I didn't mix it properly. And I don't know. It seems like the stuff I added the mica powder to is fine. And it's hardening in various degrees. So like this one is the darkest and this is almost completely hardened. This is all the same batch of resin, just to tell you that. This one is still kind of tacky, so it's not really completely set yet. And this one just feels like nothing. I'm looking at this here, and it is a little squishy still, meaning that it hasn't quite set yet. I can't get my finger far enough in there, and I don't really want to. But what I'm planning on doing is saving up for the the mini lathe, because I'd like to do some turning. I have some ideas for some stuff to turn that I'd really like to turn, and I will. And I probably make videos of it too. And I know there's a ton of turning videos out there, and I'm definitely not an expert, but I do have some ideas for turning. Specifically magic wands. Well, not magic wands, but wands, kind of like the Harry Potter style. I've been wanting to do those for a long time, and I've just never had the, I don't know, not the time, I guess, but just I haven't had the equipment to do it. I still don't. That's why I haven't done it yet. But it's getting better all the time. So I'm getting a little bit more work here and there doing this. I will be getting a new printer, by the way, in the next week or two. I will be getting a resin printer. So that'll be some more interesting stuff for us to talk about. Trying to think what else. Oh, if you can't hear that, that is such a satisfying noise. Squeak. Yeah, I'm cutting towards myself, by the way. But it's okay. Nobody's going to see it. So nobody can yell at me. Oops, I went a little too far on that one. Oh, well. This is an experimental piece anyway. This is actually for the laser. I want to see if I can... I want to see how it cuts through this. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to use for an image to test it. I haven't decided yet. But I'm sure I will come up with something, because that's what I've been doing lately, is coming up with stuff. But, you know. So hopefully you guys are having a good and awesome new year. Hopefully many more people are, trying to experiment with the YouTube. Because, there's always room for more content creators. Well, I'm not really a content creator, I guess. I'm just a dude that, makes videos about stuff that's sometimes interesting, but mostly not. Unless, of course, I'm doing, the no-name 3D printers. That seemed to go pretty well when I made that. I was very impressed with that. I think that one had over 1,000 views on it. So that was pretty cool. It was like my big hit. My version of viral, I guess. Boy. It leaked. It basically soaked into the back. That's good to know. So this is going to be I think this is going to be a belt sander project. But we'll get off as much as we can. Love foam. Foam is awesome. Started playing with some plane stuff too with Flight Test. They've got a pretty cool channel, and they do a lot of foam airplane stuff. So if you're interested in doing some of that, the Cave 40 is actually really good for cutting foam board if you're careful. And I have to urge that you need to be very careful when you're doing it. Otherwise, you end up catching things on fire. Ask me how I know that. Oh, so anyway. Look at this. I'm like, it's sticking to me. I think I've dorked around enough with this. I think we got to at least a clean enough workspace to work from. I'm going to have to move this stuff, or we can go over there and do it. So let me relocate some stuff. So we got test piece. This is really going to push my deadline, though, because this particular trophy is due on Saturday at the latest, because that's when they need it by. So when you work with a deadline and things don't go right, it sucks. And this project has been a giant pain in my buttocks, at least not in a bad way, but just in like things not lining up. Like I had Amazon delivery was late. It got, I guess, to the post office late. So, what can you do? I mean, if stuff is late, it's late. Working with doing some styrofoam prototyping, which is kind of cool. So this is a modular habitation thing. You can pretty much heat with a candle if, you built it the way I'm thinking. Foam board, by the way, like I said, $1 a sheet at Dollar Tree is where I get mine. And the kids love it. They use it all the time. And it's fairly, like I said, it's fairly inexpensive. I mean, granted, $1, hundreds of times is expensive, but I've got some other stuff in here too. I got a sheet or some sheet stock of this plywood that I can cut on the laser, because I'm working on doing some more of the game of boards, because I'm going to try something a little bit different, a little new. So I love this, that I get to move my mess around. And if you haven't met him yet, this is Jean-Luc. This is for a completely different project, but that's his name, is Jean-Luc. And my brother, laughingly, because the way I took the picture, it made his face skinny, said he reminded him of Jean-Luc Picard. So that is his name now, is Jean-Luc. And I'm using this mica powder. You can see this. I bought this on Amazon the other day. It is powerful. So if you ever use mica powder, 10 grams goes an extremely long way. You don't need a lot of mica powder for your resin. In fact, I used way too much because I didn't think that was a thing, but it is. So I learned from doing. Today's primary mission was to get the Pinewood Derby cars laser cut, because I have to do a couple of those. I was hoping to be able to do some drilling tonight, but that's not going to happen because this stuff has not set. So that's unfortunate. I don't need to glue it together because it's not set. And I used the heat gun to get the bubbles out, which is pretty standard because I don't have a vacuum pot or chamber, and I don't have a pressure pot. So here you go. So the heat gun worked really well for what I needed it for. All right. So you're going to be looking at the back of my head for a minute. Oh, and for all my people that have been watching me for a long time. Okay, so this is now a lab or a hybrid lab. So I've got the Windows machine that you're on. I've got a Mac, another Windows machine, and I have an Android. So all tools that I have been using lately. I don't know how long my tether is, so let's find out. I made a boo-boo and forgot to put my extension on here. So I don't know. Maybe we should try putting the extension on, because what's the worst that can happen? I lose the stream. I mean, that's like literally the worst that can happen, right? I have to find it. And I think I did. It's right here. Like I said, I need to get things organized in here because I've got so many different like cables and cords and things that it's very difficult to say, I have it. Okay, so this could go badly. I'm just warning you. But it could go well. So let's try this and see what happens. I think we have a certain number of seconds. Matt, good to see you, buddy. I'm going to try and switch to an extension cord for my camera. So the video may disappear for a minute. But I'm hoping that it'll come right back. So hold on.